family and you'd like to show your support, well, there are a few things that you can do. Find that like button, give it just a playful little smack, and subscribe and join the channel, and
gotta get the cake. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new, this ain't what you used to. I do me, do you. I do me, do you. This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you. No, this ain't what you used to. Switch up from the bikes to a new coupe. You know I keep some new shoes. Keep it simple, not like you. All night, get right. Know you know the price. Know you know the name, no games. I need all my money now. Not playing, man. This ain't what you used to. I might fly to LA. This cold weather ain't for me. Hit the bank, run your way. What you used to? And I'm grinding to the top. I can't let it slip away, so I gotta get the pay. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new. This ain't what you used to. I do me, do you. I do me, do you. This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you. Calls keep coming in. For the win, get it in. This ain't what you used to. So you get on my nerves. Try hit my line, get curved. This ain't what you used to. Round, round, swerves. Everybody here knows the word. This ain't what you used to. Know you know the drill. Overpaid, now I see the rail. This ain't what you used to. I get it in for my kids. Stack those chips and I get that check. Not what you used to. You see how I live, work my biz. I'm too far from the rest, not what you used to. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new, this ain't what you used to. I do me, do you. I do me, do you. This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you. Double up, yeah. Double up. The money I call up. Double up. The money I call up. 2 turns of 4 turns of 8. Sleep and get paid. Rich when I wake. I bet the bank. I set the pace. Guess what I make? That's what I make. Counting pockets, that's a trending topic. You got this and you got that, but got no spending options. I keep quiet, but still get it rocking. I keep quiet with it in my pocket. I keep quiet, moving stuff is silent. Double up. The money I call up. Double up. The money I call up. I swear God been blessing me. You think you been testing me? Don't mean lemons, watch lemon squeeze. Pieces been my recipe. You buy watch and bust them down. Mine is my investment piece. Heard your mixes drowning out. You need to call Trevor, please. I don't fold, I don't fear. Pearly whites, no veneers. Keep it clean, check it's clear. Water clear, P is clear. See the light, you go dear. See the light, I go near. Let me shine, watch me shine. I'ma shine, vision clear. Double up. The money I call up. Double up. The money I call up. my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on gold, cash digital, digital, digital. The dash digital, go, go, go. Digital, 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 digital. The cash digital, digital, dash digital. Run it up, digital, 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 digital. Stepping like Marty McFly, stepping I feel like the guy. I got them looking like why, I never doubted me why. I never doubted my guys, you know you in it for win. I stand on 10, you on 10. I don't have friends of a friend, only the fan of the kin. Only my wife and my kids, that's all I needed to win. Now I only trust my true friends, had to cut off my loose ends. You know I win if you win, you know you win if I win. I swipe that cash, don't fold, I swipe my bank on gold. Don't think that I've been dumb, I spend like I've been broke. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on hold. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on gold. Cash digital, digital, digital. The dash digital, go, go, go. Digital, 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 digital. The cash digital, digital, the dash digital. Run it up, digital, 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 digital. Living my truth, no tricks. I'm trying to feed my kids. I'm trying to keep my way. I'm trying to live my life while we get rich. Mind my business. Money gon' come, some go. Man, if you know, you know. I've been through highs and lows. Here for the ride, I go. Slide and roll. Up and down, but I get up. The numbers crunching, no sit-ups. I grew up and got dripped up. Purple label, my get up. That's 101, not a one and done. Month to month, and there's more to come. I told Cushy, let's run it up. Now it's millions on millions. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on hold. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on gold. Cash digital, digital, digital. The dash digital, go, go, go. Digital, 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 digital. The cash digital, digital, the dash digital. Run it up, digital, digital.
It's just down and to your left.
And you tap with your right.
Look over to the side.
Where you can join and subscribe. This crypto rival, the really drives you out. Let's hit the like button now.
For those of you out there that hitting that like button, I should say thank you.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto Charts with Road Dawg. My name is Lane. Taking a look at the charts tonight. Oh, we got a little bit of a bump up recently. Look, ICP's looking kind of nice tonight. Can't trust the hex price here because there's apparently two different prices if you have it on Hex Chain or if you have it any other place. Any other place is getting totally screwed. That sucks. Fifth has got a nice little come up. I&J took a little bit of a beating. QNT's looking a little nice. We've got a little mixed bag going on, so it seems, with crypto. And the reason for that, ladies and gentlemen, we have to blame it all over here on Total 3. You can probably see it a little bit better over here because this is what we're talking about. This little magical trend line, which is not showing up on the other chart that I pulled up at the moment. I mean, it looks like it come from nowhere. You got to zoom out and see what's really going on. It goes way back. We just watch it close. I mean, it goes way back. Way back. So are you? Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. But we're finding rejection there. Let's take a look at it on the bigger time frame here, and let's kind of map it out just a little bit. Zoom it out because that was a small time frame. So what we've got here is a failure to get above this 618 coded fib that I've got right there. Try my best to remember from which it was pulled. It was an extension, I believe. And this is, of course, the returning fib if we were to fall to the downside, perhaps. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so there's kind of, here we go. The swing high to swing low. I'm getting my bearings here on this particular chart. Right up here is the 888 Fibonacci on this one. I also got some confluence with another fib. That's where we're finding some rejection there. There is a chance that we can still go up a little bit more before we might find even more rejection. So far, we're kind of okay. We're just getting a little bit of a pullback right now, especially on the 4 hour. We got that little
dreaded little red dot. There was stochastics coming down on market cipher saying we're chilling, baby. We're just we're taking a chill pill, man. We had a big run up, but we just want to chill out a little bit. It's not bad. I mean, we're losing a few little candles here. Could end up coming all the way down, but maybe, we still got some distance here. Our MACD's looking okay, a little tired here, but we can pick back up. Not a big thing. This is really when you need to zoom out, and this is when you get your bearings. Maybe we should always start here. Really should. Look at the daily MACD. She's bearish, but she's trying to turn around. She's pushing on it. It's going to take a few days to pull this thing off. I would guess probably about 3, maybe to it. We'll ride around Thursday, get us all set up for the weekend, drive us up here, get us all excited, and then leave us hanging on the weekend. That's usually the game plan for the week for the market makers, so as it seems. But do not agree. On the 4 hour, we're above the non-moving average, so we're doing okay. We're not in danger of dying yet. We can lose about $17 billion out of the market, and that will help your numbers go down a little bit. Have you guys been paying yourself when we talked about this last night? So if we come up here and find resistance, could be a good time to think about taking profits. If that's in your strategy, paying yourself a little bit, doing something, just in case we get rejected here and have to come back down. Because that's not fun. We don't want to ride the roller coaster. You got to go up and you got to grab some, then you got to bring it back down with you. Take something back up with you. You can't just play empty-handed or you're just there for the ride. And the exit on this ride, it's either riches or broke. You pretty much know about in the middle where you're headed. Or the last quarter of it, maybe. Well, the last 10 seconds, really, if we be honest, because they can take a nasty turn on you. I'm exaggerating a little bit there. Let's take a look at some altcoins. I got some, you got some. Let's mix them all in the bag, see what we come up with. I'm going to go over here to we looked at Bitcoin, right? Oh my gosh, did we not look at Bitcoin? I've been having a little bit of fun with Bitcoin today. Over on the Telegram group and posting some charts. I do like these little 6-minute charts, and I do update them a few times a day. Whenever I see something's going on, I'll put it out there. So that's the trend line that we were following here, getting rejected, and started to ride it up to the upside, but didn't quite make it back to touch it again. So we kind of lost our momentum there. It was kind of tricky here following the 9 and the 21 moving average, because she finally crossed bearish over here. You can see the writing on the wall though. A little bit, but it caught a lot of people by surprise, that big sell-off that we had right there. Dropped us all the way back down to this other trend line that we had before, and we came up, and I was kind of eyeballing this 618 as a possible place to bounce, but it said, hell no, Road Dawg, I'm not going to listen to you. I got my own things to do. Oh, now we're on Twitter. What happened here? So she just decided, I just come on down anyway. And I thought, well, you suck. Bitcoin, you're having trouble? Are you having trouble keeping price up? Hey, I got just the thing for you, Bitcoin. I got just the thing for you. I got this for you. So I gave it a little, and I posted it over on Twitter, and I was giving it a little bit. It's doing a nice little bridge pattern, and I thought, I like these little patterns. It's a nice little reversal thing. Little did I know, I pissed off Bitcoin, and she got upset with me, and I thought we were all in the clear because she started looking up again. I thought, oh good, the medicine's working. That's kind of quick. You can't complain. We got some instant results there. I'm post this on Twitter too. Yeah. Yeah, well, Bitcoin started playing games with me, then started coming back down. We got a lower low, and I'm like, oh, I'm starting to get a little nervous now. I'm about to look like an idiot. Really big time. Like a fool. At least it was made in jest, but still. It sucks if we lose this trend line, because that's down for Bitcoin. Well, that's going to suck, right? And she just kept doing this, making me nervous. But then she got wood and came up here to the 200 moving average, and that's just kind of about where we are now. Well, I think we actually got up above it. So now we're looking kind of cool over here on Bitcoin, right? On that same, I think I was down on the 1 minute right there. I believe it was. Because I was getting, are you going to go up? Because I'm really starting to second guess you, man. but we're above the 1 minute 200 moving average, and to some influencers out there, we're set to go to 88,000 now. Let's start it right here. We still got some work to do. Bigger time frames say, oh, we're not out of the woods yet, but we're trying. We're trying. Gosh knows we're trying. But basically, we got a sideways Bitcoin and a symmetrical triangle, which I hate those patterns. Like, you cannot trust them. You don't know what they're going to do. They have a mind of their own, for real, for real. A lot of times they end up kind of being in a range, I've observed, but that's no guarantee of what we got going on here. I can't even connect the dots good. And we can look at it that way, or, you know, I can just look at it as we had this and totally lost that. If at anything, you know you lost something there, but right here is exactly where we lost it and came up a little bit, came back down. We broke out bullishly out of this trend line, and by rights, we can come back and retest that trend line. The good news is that, you know, the further that we go sideways, well, the higher price that we are possibly to bounce off should we lose these important moving averages here. We're on such a short time frame, man, that that's when it starts getting in your head. That's why you always need to really start out at a bigger one, and I apologize for not doing that so much here. When you kind of look at the levels that we've already maintained, yeah. And falling back to this area, 69,000, where are we at? We're 70? I mean, hell, we were at 62 not long ago. We're in a much better spot right now, wouldn't you agree? We got to break out of this trend line. Got to break out of this rising wedge. Right now, I'm back on the rising wedge. I'm sitting for 69,366 to hold if we even get down there. If we even get down there. It was kind of bullish finding support on that trend line with the Viagra. The Viagra seems to have an effect on Bitcoin on the 1 minute time frame. So maybe we'll go on a little bit of a rabbit run here. I just don't want to get sucked into the middle of this cloud. So I just kind of zoom into the 6 minute. I just watch price action, but I don't set up my whole thesis on the 6 minute. That's the important thing. It's the big time frames that tell me what's likely to happen, and that's why you see on and just the detail that I'll take, at least with my measure moves. Just the little things that I think that I do different than I do that make a big difference. So I don't know. You can see people take measure moves, and I've seen all kinds of things. I've seen them take them up on everything, and then I've just seen them just put them wherever. And I'm like, you zoom out, and you're like, so something like this, and you're like, where did you even get that? You can't even put that back. I mean, what happened there? I mean, you see all kinds of things. If you really want a solid place for information, this is when I start shilling a free website that will give you everything that you know. Well, outside of my trading group, which would eventually lead you here, because I'm just the biggest fan of Thomas Bukowski. He is the pattern index trader GOAT, retired in his 30s from trading, not from trading group income. He wasn't doing that. He was an actual trader and traded his way. He's actually done it. Not only has he done that, but all these patterns that we refer to and all the percentages and probabilities of the chances that they'll break up to the downside. Most YouTube watchers are only being fed 68% for every freaking pattern they're told, which is not the truth. Yeah, but Thomas Bukowski breaks all that stuff down. All you gotta do is just pick one, and this, I just went to the index. There's a lot more to the site. If you go there, it's free, or you can buy his books if you can find them. They're in high demand. You go over the chart patterns, and this is what I play with. They're like, I can't even see what that is. Well, they got a visual pattern index right here that will kind of help you along. There's all kinds of stuff over here. So if you're really serious about getting in the game, where the best information is from the author of all this, who went back and statistically tested all these patterns, did all the nerd work. This is the guy I trust when he says, I roll with. And it seems to work pretty dang good. Or you can watch those guys that just kind of guess to the upside. Hey, I met a new YouTuber today. I don't have his name yet. Dave P, I saw you in the chat. I don't know if you saw me reach out to you, but I was watching a guy this afternoon, and I've seen him one more other time, but I like him. He feels the same way. Thinks the whole reason he started this channel, he only has like 2,000 subscribers. He's got more than I do, but I still want to give him a shout out. So I'll probably be mentioning him tomorrow. But another cool dude with the same outlook, man. He's like, dude, I started my channel because there's such bullcrap out here, and all they're doing is grifting and shilling, trying to sell these $99 a month trading courses, and they just lead all the newbies in by the nose. And the information that you get, what you would learn in that group, is the same thing that you see that happen every day. There's no extra sauce, baby. There's no extra sauce. We're not talking about all this anymore. I don't want to get on that just like the other guy didn't. But there's a kindred spirit who also he teaches it and goes over TA. He does really good TA, man. And he's not out there trying to make a buck off of everybody, you know? He had the same take that I do. Traders do. Influencers shill. Let's come over and shout out to the chat. Make sure my microphone's working. Oh my God, it's not working. What? Trade Intuition. Hey, see what we got here, man. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm a little bit different. I know it. I'm used to it. I got thick skin. We got Haven. We got Joe from Trade Intuition, another YouTuber that does the same thing, man. Joe's got solid skills, man. Oh gosh. If you are having trouble really in this market, you hang out with me too, but you need to go see Joe, because Joe goes over all this. He breaks it down so well about the mindset and even how you structure your trades and how you should, do it right. And we can start out with our levels, and watch him. You learn something. Even if you think you know something, go over and watch him. You'll find out that, oh crap, I needed a refresher anyway. Everybody loves Joe. Trade Intuition. Dave B. Sam Webb. Dave Forget. How's it going, guys? Haven Peck. Glad to have all you guys here, man. SPL. Hey, welcome to stream. We got the request. I see it right there. H-bar. Let's go to it. What is H-bar doing? I like spot. Here's against $1, but that's probably won't have enough history. They had some issues over at Binance. I want a good chart that's been around for a little while. I guess maybe I'm looking at KuCoin, or you're on KuCoin for sure, right? There we go. That should be a pretty decent chart. Wow, look at you on the 6 minute, looking all. Did you get in my Viagra? I gave it to Bitcoin. Does he pass it around? Well, that was thoughtful. Hope he took enough, though, to help him out. I'm just saying, Bitcoin. Put some lead in that pie, baby. Let's get one of those big old stiffy candles. I just hit the delete button, man. You got nothing here. Nice round in shape. That's what we want, baby. This is coming out of accumulation. My guess is that it would be about right here at this level. We're going to take a fib and see how well that lines up. Usually fibs line up pretty well with everything. From here, we got the coveted double bottom. Now, I know it's hard for some of you guys to actually picture that, and I got two methods here to help you kind of put this and burn this into your brain so that you will never forget just how special that this is. Now, I can take this big, juicy, thick line here. And I come up here and I got one cheek and a crack. And right there you go. It's Bart Simpson's bottom, no matter how you look at it. Remember Bart Simpson? Little guy. Ah, Bart. I can't drive. Not on this thing. If that didn't sink in with you, I still want you to think about the shape there, but this seems to help a lot of guys. A few girls, but mostly guys. For some reason, however brains are wired, this gets across to us, so this is why we got it. But I feel bad sometimes because this is not a sexist channel by any means. So I always try to keep something going for the ladies. And so I think every time that I do something like that, it's just only fair that we have something for the ladies. And took me a minute to find him. I guess we got to kill the astronaut. There's our moon boy. All right. So, but guys, I didn't forget about you either, though. I didn't forget about you guys. I've got her. So we've pretty much got a party going on back here behind me. But something's missing, and I just can't figure out what it is. There's just, I think we need a disco ball. But you can't have a disco ball unless you got the disco ball lights, because that's what makes it special. Getting back on topic over here, because I have squirrel brain. Back to the double bottom idea. Remember the double bottom, don't you? That's what we were talking about. We were talking about the double bottom. In case you forgot. I figured that would jog your memory. What I love about these patterns, we come up and confirm it. When we can call it, a lot of people call it way early, and you can play it, but it's never confirmed until it comes up here. And even when it comes up here, doesn't mean you got anything just yet. You still got some juicy times to get back in if she flags out down here. Now, what you hope for is that eventually on the first move, she'll come up here, but she didn't. She came up on the second. We're cool. Important thing is that we flip this area above the butt crack here. This is what I call the belt line. Most people call it a neckline. I've had that argument night after night. I've refused to have it again because we all know if this is a neckline, this is not butt cheeks. And this one's pointy and droopy. It's a belt line. And this is something... Now this is starting to get weird because I don't know what's coming out above the belt here. I always step into this kind of situations. I don't know how. Anyway, this thing right here is bouncing off of here. And that's what we want to see. We want to see a bounce. Confirm this as support. What was resistance here and here is now support. And I just messed up that whole chart right there, all pretty, talking about all this. Making this analysis just go so far, but I like to start out with some kind of teaching moment so that maybe somebody somewhere could learn something. Right, here's another one that I like to do. I like to take the local high that we got, the swing high. This is where this stuff starts falling together here for me. All the way down to the swing low, and then I like to mark this little guy. Now, this little guy here is doing the equivalent of what I was seeing this guy do, but this just kind of solidifies it for me. This is the 236 Fibonacci, and anything below this, when we're looking at these macro bottoms here, is just the juiciest place to accumulate a big old bag for this if you're an investor. This is where all the whales buy and how they strategically just dollar cost average in this little guy. Sometimes they run prices up, double their bags on the way back down. You know, they got their little tricks they play. They know how to build a bag good now. And I've been trying to ride with them as much as I can on the coins I wanted to get into. My bags, the whale strategy, your bags are already packed and ready. And where everybody's trying to go in now, all that looks like a good coin. We're like, thank you for being my exit liquidity on my 5 to 10x. But of course, we know not to sell it all. We're just peeling off just a little bit. For one thing, the big whales don't want to bring price back down to these areas unless they want to reaccumulate. Secondly, they want to go the number to go up and get even more people enticed into it. After we get above this little accumulation zone, well, next place that I like to look is usually the 618 Fibonacci here. But I'll tell you what, on this one, see that big rise that we had up here, there's not really much noise, is what I'd call it, congestion, or until we get about right over here. So I like to eyeball this 786 for this little guy because there's a chance that it may just blast right on through this little 618, but it always does make a good target, and it might be a nice little take profit strategy. or a take profit area, just depending on your strategy. Now, I can't help you out so much with that because everybody looks at this market different. Everybody has a different take coming from different places. But we can go over what the charts have, and then you can take what I see, apply it with what you see, or you can just say, Road Dawg, you suck. I don't agree with what you see at all. You're horrible. I don't, but we'll have that, conversation or discussion or idea or something. And I like 21 cents out of this guy, so that's what I'm going to mark up there. That's how I would play it. I mean, hey. But just the fact, we're getting back to the pattern that we had, we didn't even take the measure move for it. Now, this is the fun part about patterns, is they all have measure moves. And no matter what we got going on here, if you really zoom out, just like an art teacher would tell you, Obi-Wan or Padawan, I know you see a lot of stuff there, but I want you to just close your eyes and just relax. And when you open them, I just want you to focus on the basic shapes, man. Triangles, circles, squares. Forget all the detail will come in. Right now, we got to get the basic shapes down. Well, I know we got this rounded shape, but down here's a line going sideways. Right up here's a nice little line going sideways. Other than this little one that I marked out, and that's for something else. We could consider it there, but we're not. Not even going to go there. I feel like I'm being Bob Ross tonight. And I didn't wear my Bob Ross shirt, and I like Bob. We can take a measure move from this butt crack all the way down to the butt cheek. Put it at the belt line. And there we go. You've got a 1-to-1 measure move, and it's an easy ratio. That's all it is. And you're like, but that can't be that easy. And is that, seriously, is this freaking easy? If you don't believe me, watch. Wait and see. We'll bump into other things, and it's not me. It's not me. It's the gold mine of information I found over here at this free site. God bless this man, Thomas Bukowski, who has really been the thing behind what it's just changed my trajectory in the way that I look at the charts and look at the markets. But not just Thomas Bukowski. There's also Carolyn Broden, which I find some resonance with her Fibonacci techniques. All this stuff I dug for. Now I got pointed in the right direction in a trading group. But the majority of this, I had to dig for. And that's what you got to do. Unless you want a simple 21 moving average strategy, which a lot of people trade by. And there's no harm in that game. You're just going to get out traded by the people who know how to work the 9 and the 21 and a few other little things together. That's all. Maybe not that you'll get out traded, but you know how people like to compare themselves in crypto, and they can say, why am I in this trading group but I'm not making all the gains that everybody else is? Why do I just keep collecting these big old bags of coins? I get it in all the setups. Y'all look like they're popping off all the time, but I'm getting stuck with these bags. What's up? I'm always getting stopped out. Why is everybody else? And then it dawns on you. You've been played, sucker. But there are good groups out there that actually do teach things. They're not all bad. There's free groups out there. There are paid groups. I'm looking at 17, mostly 21 cents on this little guy, but if you're looking for a hopium target, yeah, I won't go there, but I'll give you a good one right here at 36 cents because that looks good. And that's a nice one right there to hold out for. For H-bar, in my personal opinion, than that, if you're a long-term holder, well, you're looking about getting by with the 3x if you're just getting in now. If you've been in for a while, you're probably about looking at a 3 to 4x by the time you get there or more. The earlier you get in, as the whale strategy proves, the more X's that you see on the way up. Because usually by the time everybody else starts looking at that coin, you've already 5, 6, maybe even 10x your gains. If you're playing the slow game and being patient with it and riding it through the ups and downs, that's the part of it. You got to know it's nasty. But if you didn't do that, it's not too late. Right now, we're getting into prime trading season, and there's a lot of strategies out there where you can build up bags. And I've got one I would love to share. I just need to see a little bit more interest in it. It's involving spot margin. It's how I can double the bag and then grow it even up from there in this part of the market. It does require a little bit of leverage, but it's very responsibly used and very tiny. You actually end up cutting it in half by just not even taking out as much of the loan, keeping it under 50%. Great starters. I'm just a yapping. Let's get another coin, man. I'm sorry. I'm starting to be like everybody else, starting to just talk about everything other than crypto. That's my bad. Okay, and if I haven't seen it, please put your request back in the chat, because I missed one the other day, and gosh, I already forgot what it was. I didn't see it until after I had already ended the stream. Board Nerd, there you are, brother. How's it going, man? New but learning. Well, I think we can hook you up with some good sources for that. Me being one, Trade Intuition, Joe over here being another one. Excellent. Another new guy that I found today, Charting Crypto's another excellent YouTuber. And, between us, I think you can learn a thing or two between what we have to offer. I know I've got a free Telegram group with lots of resources and things over there. Joe's got a free group, and he's also with another group, too, if you want some of the premium accesses or things that they offer. And there's nothing wrong with that. You will find that the beef that most of us have, and this is what I'm finding out from other ones, are those guys pushing these trading groups that are just not transparent. I mean, they brag about doubling their trading group members. You see them splashing the money everywhere, but yet they insist that they traded their way through a bear market when they freaked out when they almost lost the channel 2 years ago in the middle of the bull market. When things don't add up, you have to question and just be transparent and say, guys, I make a shitload of money from this trading group. I love every one of you. But a lot of this money you see me trading with, I honestly didn't use it with my 15 years experience. That's all we need, and that would kind of help be a little bit more transparent. But I don't know. Instead, all I hear is about all these wins, and I see accounts just drop from 10,000 to 5,000 to 1,000, and I'm like, that's a hell of a winning streak. Oh, Jesus, Trade Intuition says, that Board Nerd, don't pay for anything. People want you to join are those, the people you want to join are those that are honest. Road Dawg is one of them. We're very rare. Sure, Joe is one of them too, man. Now, Joe hasn't known me, but I knew him. He was in the trading group that I was in. I was in it back in 2020. I left, and then actually when I started this channel 2 years ago, I joined that group back again just to stay abreast on everything, because I had a lot to keep up with, and it just made things simpler. So it was good for setups, and I posted a lot of their stuff. I gave them full credit for every setup and anything that I posted from over there. But and that's when it looked really cool. And they brought Joe there, and I watched him, and he was teaching people, and he was one of the admins there, and so he worked for him, and it was his job to help teach. And I was like, oh wow, that's a step up from when I was here before. This wasn't going on. I was just out on my own looking at these old ass videos, going over Wikipedia or Investopedia stuff. It's like reading it literally to me, and I was like, all right, but I guess this is part of it. So you suffer through all of that, and then you finally hear a few names drop there and there, and you hear all these percentages and things, but you never get a source. I'm just had, where's all this coming from? And I had to dig, and that's where I found Thomas Bukowski, and that made all the difference in the world. After I found that made things so much better, because then I had a source and not just somebody saying it breaks up 68% of the time. This rising wedge. I heard this one day. I don't mention names. I'm not going to mention names, but this rising wedge has a 68% chance to break to the upside. This falling wedge has a 60%. And no, it wasn't that. It was rising wedge has 68% chance to break to the upside. And then today, I think it was Rising wedge has a 68% chance to break to the downside. Well, I mean, how many, what universe are you in where there is something more than 100% when it comes to percentages? I mean, it's not intentional. I really don't think it's intentional. It's just that that's what they heard. But there is a point when you got to ask yourself, should I feel bad for just making this number pointed out my ass other than actually doing the work to go look it up and at least be honest with people that I'm telling people that I'm a professional and I got all this stuff down pat? I did not mean for this to turn into a rant show. My bad, people. I did not mean for this to happen. Let's turn over to Tokenmetrics. But, it was satisfying to see that, the other person that I saw today, it seemed to put a fire under them too. They had that same passion that really obsessed them. That's why they started their channel. I was like, you're not the only one, brother. I'm right there with you. I'm going to support your ass. And so I'm going to be giving him a shout out. Dave P might already be able to call out his name. So Aerodrome's being hit very high right now. TokenFi's been doing awesome, man. Now I'm confused. I bought some token, the same thing, over on base when I bought Toshi. And if it's the same thing, it's a pretty nice come up, but I'm not convinced that it's the same thing. I also have some over on CoinW. I'm not sure how much I'm up on it though. But TokenFi, that's on base too, right? Please let it be it. Please don't let it be a stupid meme coin that I got. Guys, if you're in love with meme coins, I'm not against you. I'm not, it is what it is. And it makes money. And that's what this is all about, making money. It's about, for me, the OG thing is to stack my Bitcoin. I'm trying to get my 10 Bitcoin back. But I did something stupid years and years and years ago before I ever learned about this stuff. Token is on fire. She's just breaking all the laws of gravity. And I'm just amazed. I have to use crazy methods to try to figure out what is going on with her now. And bear with me for a moment while we kind of sort out TokenFi there. You on fire, girl. There's a good chance you might be about fired out right there, though. I got a 227. I want to mark that little guy, but I was going to come up here and I'm going to grab this little guy right there. Because the red one don't stop and the yellow one most likely will. But didn't do so good down here. It did at first, but she went back for seconds and came back with reinforcements and blasted through that port hold at 1618. Said, I'm on a mission, by golly. I might have a measured move. It looks like this one, if I feel comfortable making that one, has already been exceeded. The only other option we would have is to go from the breakout straight down, which is basically about the same as what I had, which is kind of exceeded. So target reached. Usually it's a good turnaround. This little particular fib is a good little place to get rejected and come back. All right. Like, hey, baby, you need to chill out. All right. I'm sorry. It's past curfew. You need to go back. Come back tomorrow. All right. Go chill it. Just sleep it off. You'll be all right. You're a little hyped up right now. You need to go to the Waffle House, kind of chill. Don't drink no coffee because you too jacked up. I know what you've been doing. You get away from that nasty stuff. But I love what? No, you don't. So given that these two areas right up here that we're looking at are some nice little juicy areas, and I got to color code this one so that when I come back to this chart, I can remember what the hell I was talking about. When you break out of a pattern, any pattern, you've got a nice little percentage. Just like you got a percentage to break to the upside, you got a percentage to come back down and retest the breakout. And a lot of people forget that, or maybe they don't know it. I don't know, but I learned that from Thomas Bukowski. And most of them generally right around the 64% is a rough estimate, but don't quote that specifically. But it just means that once you get a breakout, man, you've always got that good chance to come back. And not only according to that theory, but also according to the little 5 moving average strategy that I employ, the 9 moving average. If you're above it on any time frame, you're doing fine, baby. But just remember Just like a lot of people like to play, it's too far away from the 21. Well, how freaking far is that? How far is too far? It gets kind of that situation with the 9. Now, you could go with a stickler and add a 3 if you wanted to, but at that point, everything just gets noisy. There's a solid strategy with the 9 and the 21. A very solid one. Such as, they didn't cross here, they duck lipped, and that was your clue that maybe something big was about to happen. There's all kinds of cool little clues that you can actually use these two moving averages together where the chart starts really talking to you and says, I'm going to tell you a little secret, but don't tell that other jerk.
You did it. No, you did it. You stepped right into that mess. You stepped right into it. It's your damn fault. Told you to go get counseling. Something ain't right.
Stitches on my face. I'm a mixed up individual right here. I got about 15 personalities will come out on me live on this live show. You'll hear every one of those voices, and sometimes there's the charts talking to you. I just kind of tell you what the charts is telling me. I just kind of do it verbatim, and sometimes they have accents. Sometimes they just say some crazy stuff. I don't know, man. I'm just here to read the charts and see what they say. They just kind of guide me on making money, and it seems to work so far. I'm going to take just a little guesstimate, you know, if this is the top. It's not. I'm kind of getting out there in left field right now. Let's just say this 618 could be a very nice revisit, and it might take a while, but those of you with patience and can say, oh, why is it going down? Probably for a retest. So they can go up higher, man. Come on. Token. Okay, that's my coin. What you got? Maybe look at Stargate. Yeah, I did look at the other thing, right? Is that Stargate Finance, right? Kind of like this music. It's oddly soothing. So we got an angle up here. We got it down here. So we got identified a channel. We can extend this out. And that looks like that's going to be a little bit of an issue for us. Maybe. I don't know. Could get bullish and just break back into it. That'd be awesome. Hope for that. That's cool. Otherwise, it can go in its own trajectory. I think at some point, man. I don't. Stargate, nice little buy zone that was never hit because
You suck, Road Dawg. Never did come down there. It just went on out without you.
in those situations, if you see a high or low, I would recommend that you jump in regardless of what the Road Dawg told you. That's just how you play this game. If the target does not meet to the downside, you make a higher or low. Especially if you make a higher low, then a higher high, and then a higher low. That's your buy signal. That's the, hey man, train's leaving. Let Road Dawg stay over there in his buy zone, waiting. Or hell, he probably already jumped in, by the way. I don't know. So try to point this stuff out on the way. Not everything gets hit. It's just the way it goes. Doesn't mean it's not valid or that the points aren't valid. I take that as a bullish sign myself. I take that as good news when those little buy targets don't get hit. But I'm not going to make up no excuses for it. This is what the market wanted to do, and that's all we can do is try to interpret what the market wants to do. It surely doesn't do anything but just because somebody signs on to a live stream. Although I've heard those crazy claims. Lots of rejection right here at this level, man. And I'm on the daily chart, but I gotta tell you, your moving average is looking good. Your other indicators, they need a little work, but got some good things going over here on market cipher. Stochastic's going to the upside. Money flows in the green. That's the big thing right there. You had your little green dot. She's above the 9 moving average on the daily. She reclaimed it. As soon as she closes this candle, opens another one, it will be above that 9 and hopefully above the 21. And that means this 5 moving average strategy, let me go over that very quickly in case anybody's not familiar with it. I got 5 moving averages, 200, 150, 21, and the 9. And when you see them fanned out like this, they're doing exactly what they want to do. That means you got a nice trend, and its price is going to ride right above that 9 moving average on a strong trend. When it starts getting weak, it starts trying to lose that. When it does lose it, a lot of times it'll just bounce off that 21. We lose the 21, we're targeting the 50. We kind of target them in order. Usually bounce off the 50s, you're serious, you're deeper retracement, or as deep as you want to be involved with. So I'm looking for crosses, and I'm looking for how wide they are, and I'm looking for angles that they want to cross, and all this gives me a lot of information about how price is going to be acting and behaving, how much strength that it has to this movement. This is all a measure of the strength of the movement for me. And if I want to, if I need some more, I've got some extra moving averages that I pull out, and some of them will freak you out, but I have back tested these, and they are eerily aligned with the freaking movement of price. And you learn a lot looking at that, and it doesn't even show up on here. I've got a 100, a 666, and I know that sounds crazy, and I know I look crazy, but it's not like that, I promise. I do play for the other team, and that's God's team. I'm a godly man, believe it or not. 800, 666, 360, or 365. They both, 360 looks good, and it's also the square of a circle, the circle of a square. We get into mystical geometry sometimes. At 200, and we go, but these give me some good indications too. But the fact that they are stacked up perfectly in order means the Stargate has got a nice solid move. We just found support on this 200 moving average here, this yellow one. Well, this one's doing good. She just came down and bounced. She took a breather is all she did. Now she's ready to spread her wings and fly. She's got to get back above the 100, which is over here at 77 cents, and then she is ready to move on, baby. Even if she were to lose the 200, these down here have so much strength that they've got enough to kind of push her back up there. In my rating, your tea leaves may vary. Stargate likes it. Oh, my. Shout out to all you guys giving me all the comments, man. You guys are crazy. We got Joe over here. Got busy watching or watching the rest of the stream. Appreciate that, Joe. Giffer Siffer says, if I were Katy Perry, I wouldn't be writing this. I'd be shooting fireworks out of a pointy bra instead. Am I right? Probably right. Can someone please recommend... Junkmail8515 says, can someone please recommend a good hemorrhoid cream with all natural ingredients? Can someone help him out with this? Anyone? I love you, brother. Thank you. Oh, Uncle Morty, come on. Uncle Morty says, I like your channel, son, but it's hard for me to watch. I started having flashbacks from 1982 when I was abducted. At least your space spiders look halfway kind. Anal probes are real. And that was the first time I ever saw an iPhone. Nobody believes me. I believe you, Uncle Morty. I believe you. Rather not say 99.4 says, sometimes I have raisin bran for breakfast, but usually I choose cinnamon raisin bread with cream cheese. It goes so well with vodka. You get culinary tips here? Strega says, I was here. That you were, my friend. And my Road Dawg. Joe says, was updating charts. Note you went live, watching the replay. Appreciate you, Joe. So is it your life now? Oh, we already went over these. They got kind of crazy. Thank you to everybody that reaches out and leaves the comments. It does help more people find me. And also shout out to the wonderful, now 1,330 Road Dogs out there. Awesome. We're taking over YouTube by storm. We're going viral. When you think back when you only had 3 people that subscribing, yeah, it does feel like you're going viral. Ordinary says, I guess I need to move to the Cayman Islands. Well, that does sound kind of cool. See, did I miss it? We got Stargate. Okay, I'm just going down the list here, man. And I'm behind. I'm sorry, I'm behind. 68% chance on everything. So funny. That's but I know where they got it because I saw it, because I kept questioning. Dude, why you keep saying that all the time? That can't be every time. So, I mean, and everybody heard it over and over. It went in our brain. I found myself doing it. I did when I started my channel. I found myself 68%, I found myself doing it, and I had to keep slapping myself, and I went and I made myself go back over Thomas Bukowski and run it all through my head. So if you're going to learn through the tube, just know everything you learn may be a little skewed. That's the kind of the message that I'm kind of sending out, and I'm trying to give you the sources to go and kind of compare whatever you hear greatly out here to the real stuff that's been there and has worked for centuries, really. If you go back and taking all the Japanese candlesticks all the way back to medieval Japan, this stuff's been around for a while, people. There's lots of new stuff, innovative stuff. WD Gann, I think, is freaking fascinating, but oh so complicated. And you can make this as hard or as easy as you want. I mean, after you got used to the learning curve in crypto, wouldn't you say, it's not so bad right now, right? It was hard at first. It's like, what the hell? I don't understand any of it. What? A smart contract? That just blows my... I can't think anymore. I mean, it's a wild ride, baby. And things are changing all the time. But that price action and human emotion and the way people trade, that don't change. And if you thought it was about price, you're going to be a very enlightened individual. Sometimes I think trading can almost get into a spiritual realm, because you just learn so much about yourself and the way things just kind of mix and mesh together. And then you see just these mysterious things like Fibonacci, and you can... How can you, when you look at the beauty of the math behind it, how can you not see God behind that math? Says I'd love to reach out to him and hopefully do a collab with him. Oh, we're talking about possibly the new guy? He's not new. I think he's probably been around longer than I am. Still want to do a collab with him. I'm up for that, Joe. I just got to learn the ropes. I've never done anything like that. I wouldn't know how to operate the equipment. I just now learned how to do all this crazy stuff. The AP seems to like it. I want to collab with tacos. He says it in a different voice. That's not his voice. The charts, though, yeah, that's pretty much what they sound like, though. Some of them got attitude. I'm telling you straight up. I'm just sitting here. I'm going through the things. I'm looking for a coin request. That's what I'm doing. I'm scrolling through here for a coin request, and all I see is vodka. Hey, we got Moo Man. Moo Man was on there earlier today. How's it going, Moo Man? Dude, you're killing it. Going viral. Nice work. Going viral. Oh, that would be cool if that ever happened. That I don't see how people do that. Crypto 420, how's it going, man? I need some coins, people. Come on, I've got to pull them out. Okay, we'll go Tokenmetrics, baby. They do good. I'm gonna refresh this page, see what's going on. Well, this is a secret knowledge that you can only get when you pay for the 99. Stop being a dick. I apologize. Aerodrome, Token 5, Banana Gun, Prop Base, Mochi. I think we looked at Prop Base. Ondo's been in the real world assets have been taken off, and of course that's the point that we're talking about now. But is that a good time to get in? Oh, Token 5 was the one we looked at just a minute ago, and that's too damn high to get in. You got to wait for a pullback. It's a little bit, you should have already had your bags packed on these, and it's a good idea. And that's the thing about the well strategies and things like that, is to find your narratives and find everything and get stuck in them and do it as early as you can. But not everybody's going to be here. Some of you guys are just now coming in, and that's cool too. If you're brand new to this market, the very best advice that I can give you, other than watching me, Joe, trade your intuition and gradually kind of absorb this stuff as you get along, dollar cost averaging is your best friend right now, man, and buying the dips. We are in the market where that actually works and works good. So if you're just now starting out and you don't know, find the solid projects. I advise you highly not to get into a lot of projects, because I'm in that trap too. That's a bad habit. At least I've kind of controlled it this way around. I've kind of narrowed myself to my little degen, but my little degen just went freaking crazy and probably got like 100 coins. Thank God it is only a portion of my major account. So yeah, it's a process, people. You're learning to control yourself. Is what you're doing. But it's cool and it's very rewarding and it's very profitable once you go from losing everything, because you always feel like every time I sell, it goes up, and every time I buy, it goes down. You go through that, and you go through this point, and even when you're learning this stuff, that you're losing. And like, I keep losing. I keep feeding money to the machine. $500 after $500, and I'm not seeing nothing. You idiots are putting 20,000. What the? I can't even get 500. That's where I was for a long time, just feeding $500 every few weeks, every few months, however. Tried to make it last as long as I could. Oh, the good old days. But you get to a point where when you start wrapping your head around TA and start then actually working on how you trade, how you look at this market, how you react to this market, react to this market. And you can always spot the beginners because they're always calling the price. We're going to 42,000 by Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. That's so cute. It really is. It's so cute. But it's cool when they learn. And you hear them say, this is a possible inverted head and shoulder with a target too. If these situations are met. I'm looking at a low RSI coupled with a low stochastics RSI with our MACD bottomed out and curving to the upside. That is so sexy when I see that. Oh my gosh. Love it. So you guys want to give me a crypto boner, you will show me that where you write stuff like that, and I will read it like erotic porn. Because I've been so proud. And if you want to draw a pretty chart, man, you got to check out Joe. He wins the contest. I'm not even going to compete. Was I supposed to pick one out? You know I'm going to pick one out that I'm in and stuff like that, right? Because I like this one. I like Atlas Navi. And I looked at it before. You guys started looking at that. We'll go with Pal AI. How about that one? That's one of the hot trader coins right now. So on Tokenmetrics, they got trader coins and they got investor coins. And you want to make sure you know the difference between them. The trader coins are usually kind of hot. It's like buy high, sell higher kind of thing. They're usually, they're not quite played out, but usually they're kind of hot by the time you start looking at them, right? Might catch them early. The investor ones are the ones that you want to catch low and build up bags in. Pal AI, I guess we'll go with CoinEx. Going to the upside, looks very nice. Got a little flag right here, a little falling wedgie, if you will, or a falling channel. Depends on how you want to look at it, how you draw your trend lines. Just take it from the top, connect the dots, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what I like to do is I like to press Control-C. No, it's just Control. I like to grab that little thing, and I just like to sling that little booger down here. Just like I sling it. Sometimes I just sling it like that. But then I kind of gently just try to line them up somewhere. Usually I look to a line, but toward the top spookhouse, you got to have at least 2 to 3 touches. You got to have at least 2 touches on one side, 3 on the other to actually make a pattern, to actually have a trend line on both sides for it to count. And that's the master's rule, and I just go by the master's rule, and he's the dude. He's the GOAT. The expender's not doing all this. Eventually, you just say, screw that bottom line. I'm just going with that top one. That's all that really matters because that's where we broke out. This bottom one's just there for show. I mean, for real. I've got so much clutter here. Let's see if we can just get rid of what we need to get rid of. I got too much crap here. Totally, it's already played out, baby. It's already played out. So I always recommend that you go to a bigger time frame. We're not going to the weekly because this one hasn't been around very long. Don't have much. Just try to get some of the noise out of the chart wherever you feel comfortable. Sometimes I don't like the 6 hour, but I end up on it for some reason. I click it by accident. I like the 4 hour, but it doesn't matter. ultimately, because you still got the same prices. Support, resistance. I just want to do probably what we're going to run into. I don't feel the need to go ahead and just fill up my whole chart. Some people do that. I don't know. To me, I have a hard time keeping my screen uncluttered because I mess with lines, dude. I'm big on them lines. Them lines tell me a lot. All right, so when I see a formation like this, I mean, we did draw the trend line, right? Just to confirm a breakout. I want to look for volume. I see some volume there, so that's kind of cool. I like that. One thing you can do is go from here to there. I want to show this to you two ways. Brought this little guy right down there. I know it's on the bottom right. Sounds crazy. But you see a lot of people do it up like this. Well, then you see them do something like that. Which for me is a pet peeve. I can't help it. Thank God we got a reverse button right up here, right underneath my cow. Right up beside my cow. And the flying saucers. Your screen may look different, but there is a reverse button there. Well, this is where this bottom line helps that we had down here. And then we mark that little guy. And that's all you need for a target, man. That's all you need. That's all you got to do. All right, I need to know something honestly, man. Honestly, for all you guys in the chat. Give me a 1 if this stuff is old hat. This is like, dude, I got this. I'm just doing it because, you know, maybe there's somebody new. This is what you do, Road Dawg. I'm just bearing through it. Get to the good stuff when you can. And give me a 1 and it's like give me a 2 if you're like, dude, I need this stuff. I need to learn some stuff like this really bad. That will help me guide what to do with these shows at night. Maybe I should add that at the beginning, and then we can set the tone for it. But while I'm doing this, you guys answer that with 1s or 2s for me, please, and I'll continue and read that, and then we'll have a direction to go with. Does that sound fair? Seems like everybody's trying to figure out why it works on YouTube. I don't know. Even Ben's trying to figure out. If you got a channel and somebody's watching you, please tell me what you're doing so we can get with you. I'm like, what? What the hell? Okay, look. That was one way to get it. Now look at this. We take a Fibonacci. We go from a swing low to swing high. Tell me where I need to buy, and we come out to the 601 ADA. Did you screw that up? Did I? No. Okay, it's like, why did that? This should work every time. Mathematically, this should work. So if I see it off, I have to look and say, what did I do wrong? So that measure move that we just took there without drawing the Fibonacci, if we do look at a Fibonacci and we see that we have a retracement down here to the 618, I've got a little cheater up here called a negative 382 that this little guy goes to. Like clockwork. I mean, it's a distance ratio kind of thing. It should not change. It should not. It's mathematic. It just works. So that gives me 2 targets. Gives me actually 2 the same. Was this something else? That was a East Yellow. Is it a fib? But we got 2 measure moves coming right up to the same thing. It's technically the same thing. They're technically the same exact thing. I'm counting them twice, so. It's just 2 ways to explain how we got there. That's all it is, baby. That's all it is. Oh, my point a few minutes ago about stuff is about, making TA as complicated or as easy as you want. It's kind of like what they do with finance. I mean, when you look at Wall Street and you think about trading and all that, and they start talking about options and this and that and all the different things that they got to look at, they make it so dang complicated. So complicated. They make it complicated to keep the regular people out. The more confused that they can keep everybody else about how all that stuff works, the more money that they can make. It's not that dang complicated. Half of them aren't even good at this stuff at all. They're not. they got some serious software that likes to trade high frequency trading though, and that market maker software ain't no joke now. Now there's also a chance if you want to go for it and got the balls to put it up there, you could use this little guy too, right? And that might get us up to about 133. Now that's a bigger stretch right there, but it could happen. You could apply these principles to the Fibonacci too, but we did it from here because we had this move and this down, then this up and this down, and then from this down, it was basically to this top. So this is an impulse move. This is like our start and our finish for that move. So that's where I pulled the Fibonacci from. This time I want to consider the whole move on the very bottom up there. And I see that we're going to bounce off the 0.5 and we're above this 382 and above this 236, and we're looking bullish as all get out, baby. I'm not taking a major move from there, but I would like to point out that if we do it that way, at this area right over here that we did mark out, I have got my favorite little cheat fibs right there, giving me some confidence. So I like that one. I particularly like this one at $1.11 for PAL AI. Currently we're sitting at 77 cents. If this plays out, and I don't think it'll go straight up, it could zigzag, and I don't know, man. She can even come down before she goes up there, technically. I just see the points. I don't know how she's going to get there. I just got some points to shoot for on the direction she's going. And do they always hit? No, sometimes I miss it a little bit. Sometimes it nails it, though. But I just take that to me being a little bit picky rather than me just kind of throwing things up there. And sometimes people just, oh, that's close enough. I think if you take the extra time just to kind of line things up a little nicer and everything, be a little bit more precise, I think you can be more precise with hitting targets. Seems to work. So just, if there's a secret to it, it's just taking your time and trying not to be sloppy with it. Of course, you're still going to be sloppy, not miss it. It's a zone, people. It's a zone. Always treat them as a zone. Don't say, you nailed that price. It doesn't matter. You just want the zone. And you want to be able to think as a trader wise, hey man, a lot of people are probably coming up with some numbers just like that. I probably should front run if I want my order filled. So you front run. That's how you play the game. But if you get a newbie mindset, you're like, but it didn't go to the exact price. It didn't hit it exactly. I went above it. Oh, I didn't go, you start getting anal about it. Well, your portfolio is going to be just as anal too. So it's a game, folks. It's a game. It's the best video game out there, man. This is better than Grand Theft Auto. This one actually pays you. This is the puzzle game. You got to figure out what's going to happen. Who's winning, the Bulls or the Bears, man? It's also like doing a court case, because you got to build up a case, man. You got to investigate this. You got to get all your ducks in a line and say, so many things are pointing this way, so many things are pointing that way. Judge, what do you say? Well, more is pointing toward this way. I'm leaning that way. And judge is usually kind of right. So those are our measure moves. Oh, we're not done yet. There's a lot that we can do here, baby. I got patterns. We didn't got the patterns. I mean, we looked at that one, right? But we didn't zoom out and just kind of get a feel for what's really going on. And that tells you the most. That tells you the most. Tells me that we're following this trend line very strongly. Broke away from it, went parabolic, came back, retested it, and lost it. Then we did a bull trap, bear trap. And by my strategies, once you break back into that very, very solid trend line, that's bullish as all get out. And that's almost as equal to a parabolic move. That's almost as good as breaking out of a pattern. So now we got to come over here and kind of see what we got. We didn't quite make it up there, so perhaps that one's shot. I will start from the second point, and then I'll go to the next highest point. And that will give me more of what we're likely to be into. Gives us a little confidence for up at these areas. And maybe even up to this guy at 132 if we were to actually make it up there. So I look for things like that. And I like that. I also look for the retest. Because it loves, if we're breaking back into that trend line, we're going to make sure that we can put our foot back on it and step off of it, make sure it's solid footing, right? That's what it should do. He'll do it eventually, whether it does it here or maybe comes back and touches it over here. May even fall through. It fell through once before. Take all those things in consideration when I'm looking at it. And I'm also looking for my moving averages if they're hanging around and I've already got a price pointed out and there's a moving average in there. Well, there's some more confluence. If I look closer at my moving averages, I see that a 9 moving average is crossing over a 100. Well, that's bullish as all get out. That helps us go to the upside. I'll look at my Ichimoku cloud and I see that we're going up through the middle of a red one. That's always good. Especially if there's a little sliver of green over there. I've got lots of little signs saying, hey man, things are looking good. This was the 200 moving average. When you're above it, we're bullish. That's the general rule. Some people acting like they just now figuring that out. I don't know what they're going on. That's the general rule, man. Especially on the daily and especially on the 4-hour and the weekly. Those 3 major ones. Yeah. It's pretty much written in stone. You got to argue with somebody that's just anally against it or something. But they're not considering the 1 minute. The 1 minute rules the world. No. The 1 minute is just the pawn, carrying out the orders by the generals. Just trying to do it the best way he can, like a quarterback, man, trying to run through there. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I went back 10 yards. I don't want to get court-martialed. AP says two. Trade intuition. Oh, Joe. Wait a minute. Two is for the people wanting to know it all or wanting to know it, right? What is if you got it? 2 is like if you. Joe's got it. Road Dawg is great content. I get lost in the day and forget to leave feedback. Straight, I get lost and forget to turn on my microphone. That's so embarrassing, man. I've done this for and bless your hearts, man. Some of you guys stick here and ride this out with me. I don't understand that at all. I'd be like, oh, this dude's done. Click. So I'm like, his microphone's not on. I don't know. Y'all was telling stories in the chat. I don't know what you guys are doing. It's crazy. I want to know it all. So to love learning. There we go, Joe. Well, I mean, the sources for what I've learned is I've given them out. Thomas Bukowski and the fib stuff. A lot of that I've been piecing together from the fragments I could pick up. I found a great source, but after I read that source, it was basically just repeating a lot of the stuff that I'd already figured out. And I was like, really? Which made me feel good. I'm like, oh, well, cool, man. I was on the right track. And a few little things. But I would tell you, Carolyn Brolin, she's also using fib time, but she's not using what we see here. I mean, we got a little chart over here that does the fib time, right? Where you can do things, right? She's calculating this. She's doing all this old school, man. She's like doing this stuff by hand, or, oh, she's got a fib thing like we do. It's a little different, but she's using all this old school software and stuff. And I'm like, gosh, man, y'all need to step, y'all need to TradingView, people, TradingView. But she's actually taking measures, and there's lots of good information out there. There really is. But I found some resonance because from what I've noticed that she picked up trendline stuff. I've picked up a lot of that myself. You know, these lines go forever. Once you establish a line, it goes on forever. It don't matter if it's that one or if it's this one. They do, but the strong ones, and they'll always have the potential of having some kind of impact, especially if its price has been intersecting with that ray somewhere recently. Well, even in the past, you'll see that play out. Like usually the dips, like with Bitcoin when we were coming down, right? Let's see, we had our 217 high, we went up, did what we did, and we came back down. Well, I mean, we're expecting not to really go below that we would just come back to that area and bounce, that would be support resistance. Of course, the bottom fell out of the market with all the Ponzi crap going on, with all the leverage and the lying and the FTX stuff that finally drove us down lower. But I mean, it always respects whatever happened in history. It's really amazing. And you got to have a probability mindset. You can't be, it's going to do this or it's going to do that. You have to have an if or then look at it like if, okay, A or B, you know, we got to plan this. If it's an if and then statement, you know, kind of like when you look at things like Bitcoin dominance, you know, if Bitcoin goes up and if Bitcoin dominance goes up and Bitcoin goes up, well, then alts go down. It's an if then with something going on. But it's a lot. I remember being really overwhelmed for it seems like 2 to 3 months when I first started wrapping my head around all this, and a lot of it sometimes the way that is presented and everything. But I got to tell you, I would say being in the group, probably the thing that helped the most was the screen shares, the weekly screen shares, where the guys just getting on talking about Bitcoin and how he's just what we're doing here basically is what it is. Just giving the thoughts on how things work out and maybe a thought on a coin and talking about patterns and what these play out or whatever. Just that. And so that was the biggest thing that helped me kind of get a feel. That's when I got started understanding Bitcoin dominance better and things like that. I think that is really what helped it to click more than anything. And the second time when Joe was there, they were having videos and man, they had some cool stuff. They got several people together talking. My favorite one, Joe, was the one on psychology. Y'all had a banging one. That was awesome. I got a copy of that over on my Telegram group somewhere. All that, you got to go dig for all that stuff. But that was gold, man. Just talking about trader psychology. I was talking to everybody. I said, y'all got to watch this. Watch it. For real. I don't know if anybody did. I think Chris might have watched it. Crispy chicken. And Chris and Donna that you see pop in here, I mean, they didn't know very much about when they started hanging around with me in my Telegram group. We just sit there and just, you know, talk about it. We have little sessions every once in a while in the student chart room. And I'm just showing all this stuff on the 1 minute, my fib strategies and how to picture the 2-7, the 1-2-7 and all that stuff. And we're in the bear markets and it was, I don't know. If you got questions, ask. That's what I'm here for. Nobody ever asked me a trading question or a TA question. But so I think we want to look at coins all the time, and I'm cool with that. But if you're trying to learn and you need some direction, I mean, ask in my Telegram group over in the student action area. Let's go. It's a maze. I know. So I got 2 links that I'm giving you guys. These I don't use these 2 anymore. I should probably take them off of this. I got the lounge, and that's got the bot, which will do TA for you, man. Like this. Can I take this chart? Let me get one that I had messed up with. This chart. I'll just take this one. I can take that and I can hit reply. Right? And oh my gosh. If I'm not doing it right, I'd hit reply. And is it AI trends? Analyze a chart with ChatGPT. AI trends. Okay, so you type this little command in. Oops. And then we hit that. Give it a minute. And this little bot, professional, I'm paying for this one. I got the pro version over here. Just need people to use it. Give it a minute and it should analyze that. It should be able to read that one. Oh, suck. You won't do it for me. You'll do it for everybody else, right? On the live stream. I probably did something wrong there. But you hit this little thing over here. It gives you all the commands, and man, it goes over Twitter. It's AI, man. It's Carol. It does all kinds of stuff. It'll give you it'll show you what the charts look like. You can ask it to do TA on Bitcoin. And it'll give you this, and you ask it to analyze by AI, and I mean, it gives you what all the indicators are doing, whether it's hot or not, and you got more red or green or a mix of the 2. Then it'll break it down for you. And if you need a strategy to trade it, get the strategy. And it's very good. Very down to earth, very, you know. So far, what I've seen has been technically correct. Monitor the BCT and Bitcoin USD live signals on Binance. Pay attention to the SMA 50, the RSI 14, and then it tells you that. Conditions for buying. We'll consider buying when RSI 14 is less than 66. And money flow. So it's got some things that set stop loss and take profits targets. Use the ATR value to estimate. It gets a little complicated there, doesn't it? For the newbie who doesn't know what some of these things are. So you might have something like that. But it does give you over current sentiment. That's more in normal speak here. The market for Bitcoin appears to be in a strong bullish phase based on the current indicators. The price is above the moving average, and there's significant buying interest as shown by the RSI and the MFI. That's money flow values. So it's just kind of cool. But that's the chat. That's the chat room. The chart room is the real maze. And if you go to the file sections, that's where all the videos and books and all that stuff. There's tons of stuff there to download and watch or read and cheat sheets and all that. But this is the student chart area. And I've just put a copy to a book, audio book here on YouTube called The Master Swing Trader. You should give it a listen. Alpha. It's about all this. Yeah, you need this. I just put stuff in there and sometimes we get into discussions. But there's a lot of stuff. I've got a trade setup room, but I have not been posting very much over there. I have not. I think Joe's put some stuff over there. Thank you, Joe. Crispy Chickens put some stuff over there. Thank you, Chris. I got a course here that I lifted off the internet. I don't know. It was on my phone. I thought, well, hell, I don't want to delete it. Let me put it on the group. It's an old course, but it's over everything that you need to learn to trade crypto. All the TA breaks. If you got the if you got the time, want to sit down, there's a full course. So it's still good. It's old, but everything there works like clockwork. Ain't nothing changing. Ain't nothing changing. Same markets, man. Been around for hundreds of years. Same thing's happening. It's all good, baby. I lost everything. I lost everything. What happened? I lost you guys. Lots of twos. I got a 1.5. 2, 2, 2. Grimmer says CRPT. Let's see. This is a picture. That's not for real. CRPT, right? I keep wanting to call this Crapit. I don't know why. What is this? Crypterium. Okay, there we go. It's just the way my brain works when you put letters together. I try to do it. Oh, baby, you went up and you nailed it. Still got rejected under that. So these lines, again, you don't want to get in the mindset, well, it's got to hit just exactly, because it didn't here. And so when you see things come up to a line, you need to be thinking as an investor or trader, well, I should probably front line in this, or maybe I should go ahead. It depends on how you're doing this. Some people want to be right in on the trade, waiting for the stochastics to get up to the high, waiting for the stochastics to get high, peak out, coupled with the RSI also getting high. That is one of my main strategies, and we don't ever get to talk about it because it doesn't always happen very often, but those are the opportune times to sell when you see can you guys see that? Behind my dancer over here? This is one of the key things to getting out of this market. We're looking at these things on the weekly to tell us when we need to bail the freak out. Last time I was watching the MACD told me when to get out, and I didn't listen to it. I was like, but we're going to 100,000. BitBoy said so. Mr. X told us so. And we're never going below 47 ever. And I'm still a little ripe with those emotions. The bear market got all them emotions out of me, though. Good Lord. Bear markets are good for doing that. Man, that's when you really just like, that's when you want to dig in on this in the bear market. Here's something I'll give you. A little information about these trading group guys. The ones that are so prominent out there. When this market changes, I'm not so solid that their strategy is going to change. I've seen it. And in the downward thing, there's no shorting. There might be playing the little short tokens and this and that, and that's a bunch of bull crap. But it'd be interesting to see that take. You just don't jump into shorting. You just don't. You got to get used to it. You got to get used to it. It feels icky. It feels icky when you first do it. It does. So just the fact that somebody's stumbling around entering a short kind of tells you a lot. I'm just saying. There's a psychological barrier you got to get over when you start. I'm selling on the downside and I'm making money. It doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I'm scared. What if it goes up? What if it goes up? It's going up now. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm in the negative. We're going up. I knew we were bullish. You talk about a mind. Yeah. Your first few times shorting this market. Oh, that is a ride that you will not forget, baby. It'll take you a little. You may swear it off for 2 months at a time. It's a trip. It's just a head game. Just a head game. You learn that it's probably all just a head game. Watch Mark Yusko talk about what happened this weekend in Bitcoin and why the sell-off. It's all a head game. If we come down on Cribbit, we're about 6.3 cents. It's just looking nice and strong. I'm on the 4 hour. Let me zoom out here to the. Oh, there's Lucy. Oh, what's Lucy doing up there? See, this tells me a lot right here. And let me explain. Oh, when you zoom out, it makes sense now. Let's zoom out. Now it makes sense. So I'm sitting there on the 4 hour, which you're thinking, well, that's a good time frame. That's big. I was like, oh, that's looking bullish on the. But when you zoom out, I mean, not that it doesn't look bullish, but zooming out gives you the real picture. This is the real deal. So to start anywhere sooner, really, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice. Oh, I was showing a thing here, wasn't I? Strategy-wise. Did I get distracted? Well, here's an example, and maybe this will be, oh gosh, I hope this doesn't. Do you see our stochastics are topped out there? See how our RSI is also topped out there? See how price was kind of topped out there? There may be, I mean, we're on a bigger time frame than weekly, but those are some toppy signals right there. Because if those things start turning down, stochastics turn down, the RSI turns down, our trend has changed. She is in big accumulation. That's what's going on here. So we got a nice rounded structure of this form. And so the thing about this one is that it looks like it could possibly do this for a while. She's just started the rounding part. I don't know if this is going to be the butt crack in the middle and we start going up and maybe doing a megaphone. I think we looked at this before, right? But on the bigger time frame, she's in accumulation. So she's a great spot if you believe in this and it's got a good use case and you're sold on it and you know you're comfortable with it. And if this is like your long-term hold pick, this is perfect. You're doing it right. Just slowly, you want to slowly accumulate during here. Slowly is the key because it will take a while. But when she does get ready to run, she can. And when I see them like this and where they have lots of little spikes, this one hasn't done it too much, but it can. It's done it before. It jumped up to 28 cents in 1 week, just spiked up there. When I play these, and I got this on the, you know, something I keep on exchange. I'm not got it for a long-term hold. You know, I'd draw a fib. Just draw a fib, swing high to swing low. And then every one of these fibs is a target. And, you know, you can, however much that you want to sell, can't draw worth a crap up here, and just pyramid it. Pyramid some sell orders. And then if it does get a wick up, or even if price just comes up, I mean, when I'm trading spot and I'm trading, I'm not, you know, trying to hold or trying to accumulate. This is what I will do. I set orders and then I'm gone. I've set it and forget it, and I just wait for price to hit it. In a bull market, your prices, targets are going to get hit. You can pretty much just throw whatever price up there you want to, and eventually it will get hit before these 18 months is over. So, I mean, you got that. That's just where we are. And some will take longer than others, but, you know, they do. But we are at a great place in this market. retail don't know. The retail that's not here don't know what they're missing yet. They're missing out on the prime time. Because we're still in the early stage. But it's starting to get fun now, right? And money's starting to be made now. You're starting to see it's real. It's like, oh gosh, I've never had this much money before. Yeah, that's what you want. So I like to just layer them, put them at each little thing, and just wait. For the ones that I'm like, okay, I'll try this one. I like to set up. I'll put my money in it and then, sell if I'm trading it and I'm just looking to flip a profit. However, once you do start accumulating some wealth in this, you kind of want to preserve a little bit, and all those little risky trades that you used to take, you don't do as many of them or as often, especially if you start thinking about the tax man and that little surprise. Oh my God, how am I going to come up with that much money? That'll cure that crap really quick. Don't get in that situation. We talked about that before, having separate wallets, always putting something aside, peeling off that profit, paying a little to the side. So the whale strategy, it's a little different from trading. And, this is doing the perfect thing to do the whale strategy. This is what we're looking for the whale strategy. This is deep accumulation right here, right? Whether it's this coin or any other coin, if you're lucky enough to find one that's still here and you've done your research on it and it looks like, it can get some hype behind it. Maybe it's got an actual real use case, but definitely want it to get some hype behind it because it needs a lot of hype. Those are the best ones if they have a lot of hype. I don't know if I've mentioned that, and use case means a lot. And then of course you got your tokenomics and things to consider, but this is where the real money's made. Collecting here, ideally you will get as big of a bag as you can, comfortably handle. And you'll be surprised, even your small bag, I don't know, even $500 at this point can turn into quite a bit, like 5,000 pretty easy with a 10x, because it's pretty easy to 10x. You're pretty much guaranteed at least a 10x from here, right? I mean, you're at what point, 6 cents at this particular one or wherever. Yeah, 6 cents, right? And just getting back up to 28 cents, you've almost 4x'd it there. It's 288%. And you add your other 100 on there and just get something like that. So put $100 in and you get 288 out. Keep it simple. Well, it's almost a 3x. You suck at math, Road Dawg. You don't have to be great at math. If you had to do long form math to do this, count me out. Screw that. Calculator? Hell no. Patterns, percentages, ratios, probabilities, weigh it out, kind of a little here, a little. I can do that. Well, I think anybody can do that. If they found out that anybody could do it, oh my God. We must not let them know. We must keep it a secret. We must hide this knowledge from the general person. And even those who discover it, we must convert them over to greed so that they will have to charge for it. And that will dissuade the people from learning. And we will keep them slaves forever in this industrial complex, corporate matrix. And we'll rob their soul. We'll feed off their soul energy. We'll drink their anachrome. We'll take all their slave labor and put it into $1. We'll collect those dollars and rule the world. Oh shit, I'm sorry, I was watching Netflix, y'all. I got distracted there. My bad. Did we look at this at all? Did we come up with anything, or I was just blabbing? 6.3 cents, and still got the same targets, 8. The juicy ones are way up though, man. Seriously, for me, if I'm finding something like this, I'm in accumulation. I'm not thinking about flipping or trading. There's some flipping and trading coins, and this ain't one of them. This is a buy, hold on, and trying to make it big. Big come up off of a coin. Like I says, I'm just listening in. Finding my trading psychology video. Would love to post that. Yeah, it's in there, Joe. You can have it, man. Anything you find there. What's all your stuff anyway? You're on it. Crap, I just downloaded it and said, hey man, other people need to see this. And I gave full credit to everybody because that's just what I do. I'll start posting more of my charts in your free Telegram group. Make sure to get Road Dawg's Telegram group link in the description. Let's see, I think I got it right there. Did it do it? This thing only works half the time. There it goes. So we got it right there. That's for the actual chart room. That's not the one that's got the bot. There is a bot. There's a free version in there somewhere. I think it kind of works, but the paid one's in the actual chat room where all the cool kids hang out. But it's basically where we're supposed to talk to each other and post interesting stuff. And I don't know, you can do whatever you want there. I try to keep the other rooms. I would rather not have a lot of long conversations going there. Read like in student charts, they keep it more about student stuff, and then trade setups to kind of keep it mostly where, you know, somebody can just come here and just find charts and not have to go through like a, oh my God, what are you guys talking about? Your puppies? What? Oh, he's so cute. Where's Bitcoin? So I like to, you know, just kind of keep things on topics. And I got a chat room for us to share all kinds of information. Of course, you know, anything's related to the topics are more than welcome. I got some WD stuff over here, man, because I started getting into that. There's some free software over here, man. Software that normally costs people money from some good sources, safe sources. And it does some amazing stuff. And this started getting so complicated, I started not having time to trade. So I figured I'll probably come back to this. It's amazingly cool. Squares and numbers and... But WD was the greatest trader ever. I mean, he could predict things ahead of time, date, price. He did it. He proved it. His trading rate was in the high 90% wins. He figured it out. He actually figured it out. For real. Do some research. He's amazing. And he died in 57, I believe. A lot of his information on his coursework's out there, but his true secrets, man, nobody's ever figured out. Nobody's ever been able to do what he's done. He predicted the 1929 stock crash to the day. A lot of stuff. And it wasn't just charts either, man. He also wrote a book, and it had some of his secrets about charting. But he also saw, he could envision, you know, I guess you call him like a futurist. There's people who do that, can kind of foresee what the world will look like in 20 or 30 years and stuff like that. And he was freaking... He predicted wars to the year. It's like Nostradamus stuff, but he's saying it's not Nostradamus. It's just chart stuff. It's all it is. It's the same way I look at charts. I just did it this way, and that's what I got. It's freaking crazy, man. It's freaking crazy. WD. He was also a Shriner, 33 degree. He was an actual 33, wasn't he? He was an actual 33 degree Mason, not a 32nd. Have I looked at GFI? I have not looked at it lately, Slinda, but we can take a look at it right now. Thank you for asking. Because I'm just sitting here chatting, man. I don't know. We're just kind of having a free-for-all night. Mark is kind of not really knowing what to do right now. So oh yeah, Gold Fence. That one's... Were you on my list? I was looking at this one over on... Oh, we want to do this first. This one had some good stuff going for it. That's... one I want to start to look at, but I just haven't done it right. Let's double check and make sure. Goldfish right now, trader, it's got high buy ratings. So I want to look at it for the investor. It's still in the buy ratings there. Circulating supply for this coin is 69 million. Total supply is 114 million. Market cap is at 206 million, so it's still a small market cap. It sounds like a lot right now. It's really not. I mean, that can actually add a zero. There's a good use case adding a zero to a $20 million market cap. Totally doable, totally. Adding 2 zeros, I don't know, man. It depends on what's going on and how crazy this market gets. It could get buck-ass wild because we're bringing in lots of new people that'll get the bug. Lots of them start out with just Bitcoin. Then they get the fever. What's Ethereum? What's Solana? What's this? Really? There's a strategy where you can make more of this with this if you do this. There's DeFi. Yeah, and then, you know, it's like Invest Answers. He was a Bitcoin maxi pretty much when he started. Oh, we got him. I saw it happen and I was like, oh, he's talking about Solana? He's talking about AVAX? He's actually looking at it. We got him. He's one of us now. Yeah, we need somebody like Invest Answers comes in from the other side, give us all that knowledge. He's a good guy to watch too, man. Now, he's big on Solana, but I got to give him props. He was right. He looks at things from the other side of the fence that we didn't come from. Market maker side, VC capital side, because that's where he's got all his kind of experience and stuff. All those big fancy option plays and sophisticated ways. He's cool, man. He breaks things down. He looks at things in a not the way I can't do that. I don't think that way, but he does, and he's cool. Invest Answers, check him out if you don't already. Great person to follow. Or some real solid look at you need him. He's cool. So this guy, valuation grade 74%, that's in a good area. 69% investor grade, fundamental grade 70%. That scores. I like it. I wanted to see that. Now what this thing is, I couldn't tell you because they didn't tell me. So let's go take a visit. Goldfinch Finance, real yields from real companies. Really? That's clever. Stop worrying about crypto money games. Start lending your USDC to a real business worldwide. 7.6 senior pool USDC APY active loan value. Cool. Goldfinch deals. I think this was on Tokenmetrics picks, if I'm not mistaken. I think this was one of his 100x picks. And I had that list somewhere, but he came out with a newer list. And a lot of these things aren't even out yet on his new list. Don't see it there. I'm pretty sure Goldfinch was. Anyway, it's got good ratings there, so let's check it out. So this might be a nice one to look at. That's same old, do your due diligence and try to look for more than just the website. Actually kind of dig around if you're serious about it. And especially if you plan on putting a lot of money in it, like more than just a few $100s or something, do some deeper dives into it. All that good jazz. Boom. Time to make the donuts. Look at that. God, I hope I'm in this. I don't think I am. And that's sad because I shouldn't. Remember that thing I was telling you about the bad habit, having too many coins and stuff, and all these trade setups, you find yourself having bags and stuff. You get in this bad habit having too many coins. I think this. I don't want to do this next time. I think there's a missed opportunity cost in having too many coins. And I saw one prevalent person bragging about having about 97, which, sadly to me, that's not too many, but it's really too many. And really, it shows a weakness. It shows a weakness of strategy and planning. If you think about it, I'm gonna get off talk, but we're also going to be talking about this one. If I just pick maybe 5 to 10 projects only and put the majority of my money in those and made sure that I picked some good ones, I&J would have done awesome. Nakamoto Games. ASPA, of course. I mean, imagine having that money in coins like that from the get-go and where I would be now compared to be having it spread across it's in my Degen accounts. It's a smaller version, but it's still, it still wouldn't affect overall performance, right? So imagine if I just focused on that instead. Well, I could have probably already 10x my Hopa portfolio, whereas right now I'm sitting probably about a 3x on the whole thing. So we've had coins and I've got bags that have done more than 10x and then this and that. But when you consider, all your bags, and then I'm sitting here about a 3, and maybe if I'd done it differently, I would be sitting at maybe a 5 or 10x on my whole bag right now. Maybe if I'd went all in Bitcoin, there's another thought. If I was focusing on that, more of 20. Yeah, I would be up more than the 3x I am now too. There's lots of things that you can look back and say, and you need to look back. I might change this next time around. I think this strategy would probably be a little bit better. It seems to be holding me back a little bit. Just little things. They all do that. And there's some great people on there that have been through that before. Bra went up on here. I think Joe caught that stream. I need to do that again, probably. Just an OG with OG post that's on Twitter telling how the OG ways of making the money here, baby. It was gold. It was alpha, and I need to bring that back up again. I think I posted it over in the Telegram group and everything. So I like what I'm saying. Pull back to retest this trend line could be in order. Would love to see that. Doesn't necessarily have to happen. Might just come back to 299 at this and find support at this 618 Fibonacci that we got right there. All right, took me so long to get there. I'm kind of scattered tonight. The weather is changing and I've just got this aching headache and neck ache, man. It's a little distracting. 372 looks like a nice little target to shoot for too, but of course, once we start clearing these areas, we can start looking at our bigger move now. So yeah, kind of once we clear that little local area of accumulation, start making some progress, then I like to move to the overall move. Because this is the one that really counts, man. This is from its high down to its low now. This is the proportions and the ratios of the moves that we'll be trying to make. It lines up with what we got to past. It's just a beautiful system. And each of these areas are going to be important, 574. But the main one, we got confluence right there. It was this one. I think that was a 786, right? Didn't color code it. I got a yellow though. Well, this one's yellow too. I didn't change the color. That was the 786. But it's given us confluence with this, by my rules, our accumulation zone. So in the grand bigger picture of things, say a year from now, you know, you'll look back at 364 and say 364 and under was pretty good, man. Anybody got in there nailed it. Because this is the best place, even though I do like to break it down for a local one to get me the local accumulation area. It's the best place. You can even narrow it down further. You can do this as it's ratios and proportions, man. You can make it scale things as much as you want to, as long as it, you know, play by the rules. A high to the low. It's beautiful. I have great respect for Fibonacci. I think it contains the mystery of the universe, just like 42. Pull back, go to the upside. Let's blast this little baby. I think it looks good. Goldfinch, man. How far could she go? She's been up according to the spike. I didn't look on the... Should tell us back here. All-time high was $32.94. All-time low was 29 cents. How's that? I've only got you going up to 14 here. That's all I got to work with. If I had to guess for a higher high, I would be picking $16.1850. That is a 1.13 and a 1.272 fib for those of you guys who are just kind of curious. Want to add those numbers to your fibs. 1.13 don't use very much unless we just really right to the bottom. And sometimes you see this little guy, they get up just a little higher, but not quite. Well, that 1.13 can help you out there. I gotta say, I learned that one from Carolyn Broden, because I never used that one before I was reading Carolyn Broden. And I thought, Carolyn, I'm going to give that a try. And it seems to be a little more accurate for them bottom numbers. So it's her fault. You better write her. Don't be putting no mean comments in my comments. It's her fault, not mine. Just kidding. I take responsibility for everything I do, or should. Any responsible human being should. Easier said than done, though, so. Let's not get philosophical, for goodness sakes. Master says he's been stacking sats. Let's talk about Satoshis. You're talking about sats. You playing the BRC20 game? I'm dabbling with it. I'm mostly in the stacks and some of the DeFi over there, but I haven't really got into many of the tokens. I put a little bit, I mean, real little. Like, I just took a stacks, and every once in a while I'll trade a stacks for some other coins that they got over and just to play around and see what happens, but nothing serious. Even orange and all that stuff. But it and base, I wish I had done a little bit more with base when I was hearing about it. I knew about it, and it was just messing with Ethereum and putting it over and all this, and I put a little over and not enough, and I'm having trouble bridging over there easily, and I got my Ethereum so spread out now, I'm just like, gosh, I got to collect it all back. Trying to play some airdrop farms that'll probably never do a dang thing on those layer 2s, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm ever going to get that dead coin from holding Polkadot. I like the trend line. Looks like it's going to hold. She went below it and came back above it, and I take that as being bullish. Although she keeps tapping on it, it ain't going to hold because she's already punched a hole in the ice there. Just like she did over here, so she could easily just break to the upside. I'd like to see that. Local pattern might be something like that. That would be fun. But the main pattern that we break it out of, the one that really matters, is this little guy. So the little channel. So that's what I would roll with, wherever he breaks out. And that's the thing. I do make a point to, if I want to try to nail a price target, when we actually get the breakout, I'll take whatever my projection was and I'll unturn it, or should. Now that helps you be a little bit more accurate, where you say, oh my God, you nailed it. Well, probably because I did something like that, you know? I mean, just little stuff. Some people might come and see a chart, and we might pull one up and just see where the price just went right to, I mean, just nailed it and then did something else, right? And like, oh my God, how did you know? Like, dude, I'm just doing what the fib things are doing. I'm just applying a few little principles. That's it. That's all. I swear to God. And that's one of the weird things you see about trading groups. And I saw this with real estate too, and that's why I keep mentioning this about groups and things. You get kind of this cult phenomenon because you get a little echo chamber. If you haven't noticed with some of the guys that go live and stuff, people that are negative get banned, and that negativity could be like for instance, I heard one that's like, I made $300 with your calls. Just yes. And somebody else, I lost 5,000. You're negative. I'm putting you on timeout. Or you ask, what's the difference between a cup and handle? How can you tell the difference between a cup and handle and a double tops? What a weirdo. What a weirdo. You got to get rid of negativity. Well, you know, I mean, okay, but you see how we kind of get it. You see this, have you guys ever been in martial arts and you ever seen how some of that stuff kind of leans to kind of cult mentalities? Oh my God, he's a black belt. He's a 4th degree black belt. Master, teach me. Yes, master, I will do what you need money, master. Here's my $99 a month, master. Yes, sensei. You get that kind of thing going on. The real estate guru thing going on, the late night ones that bring you to a seminar and get you things, and they're selling you stuff already that night that you don't need, like a credit card machine, because you're gung-ho. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to take credit cards for it because I'm going to be groundbreaking, and you got this merchant account back in the day that you're having to rent out for $100 a month. You're like, what the hell just happened? I thought I was supposed to be making money flipping houses, and now I'm signed up for a $3,000 course. I took that $3,000 course. They want me to take 3 $25,000 courses to specialize, so that I can flip foreclosures and take that class, or I can go over here and learn about flipping mortgages, and that's a different class. Then they got the top tier for the big guys that really want to go hard and be a true success in real estate, $100,000. Man, one of these days I'll be like that dude up there that runs this whole show. You find out that the real moneymaker is the whole seminar thing. It's not so much, I mean, sure, the real estate's there, but the real moneymaker bringing in the money to buy the real estate. is the seminars, is the courses, ladies and gentlemen. It's an old game. And it makes me sad to see it with crypto. It does, but there's been lots of sad games in cryptos too. Get off it, Road Dawg. Get over it. Just do you. There's one of them voices again. I should probably listen to that one. Trigger says I've lost millions on TA. I've lost millions on. I'm losing $500,000 on Peppy right now on Monopoly money, man. You know how hard it is for me to get Monopoly money? It's only because I never tried it. I never tried to refill this. Hey, I got $200,000 now. I was like negative 89,000 up here. This is the paper trading account over on TradingView. If you got a TradingView account, free account, or whatever. I mean, you need TradingView, even the free one. You need TradingView. It's just cool. But yeah, if you're starting out or you just want to play around and test some stuff, man, it's not real money. But I'm balling. If I get rid of that Peppy trade, I want to be a Peppy billionaire though. Peppy goes up 3x's, man. Yeah, Road Dawg be balling the Monopoly money. I'll take y'all all out to the boardwalk. Might can stop by a park place. I'll let you go on the shopping spree. That's what we're looking at. Got anything? I got to dig ones. My turn. Is that what it is? I did not come prepared with the list, man. I'm feeling under the weather today. A little lack of sleep and all that good stuff. No excuses, though. Not making excuses. Nope says I made fun of a certain somebody's ego the other night. Got read out loud and he talked about himself again for 3 minutes. Are we all talking about the same person? I mean, is this how we, I mean... I don't know. I don't want to name anybody, but it's weird how... Maybe that's where the new money likes to go, is where the drama and attraction's at. I don't know, man. All I know, sucker's balling though. He's bringing in that trading group income though. That trading group banging. He's a good salesman. I'm just waiting for somebody just to do a video just to review his trading style and break it down and just give away all of his secrets, because I mean it don't take long to figure him out. I mean, you watch me and you learn everything that I mean, the only thing that would change would be like something I do different in a different cycle of the market, you know, or our accumulation and then our markup and our just, I mean, I look at things a little bit different there, but I mean, you go the whole cycle, you watch me and I don't know if you pick up on what I'm doing, that's how I look at it. Not that it's anything great. It just works for me. It might work for you. And you might pick up something else from Joe and from charting crypto and the way they do things. You build your own toolbox and you find what works for you. That's the secret. That's the secret. I'm just sharing with what works for me. This seems to work pretty good for me most of the time. But it wasn't just the TA. The TA is just the starting point. That's an important starting point. But it's toughening up your skin to this game. And you do that after it kicks your butt so many times. You can't help it. It's like, I want my portfolio's down $50,000. Sucks today. Woo, tomorrow's a good one though. Woo, look at that. I mean, you can see fluctuations that are crazy, and if you've not been exposed to prices like this or fluctuations in them, it might work on you up here a little bit once that number starts getting up, and you'll be like, oh my god. I mean, what'd you think about you open your phone right now to your wallet, and let's say you add a zero to what let's add 2 zeros. Make it fun, add 2 zeros. Is that going to change how you look at things and how you trade? It should. You got a lot more to risk losing now. So, I mean, it's wild, man. I don't know. It makes you a better person, though. I think it does. I really do. Obviously, it doesn't make everybody a better person, or everybody in crypto would just be awesome. That's not the case, but I don't know. I think the trading thing, it just really helps you learn a lot about yourself. I think it does. It really does. I think it helps you build patience, especially with other people. But yet, I don't know. The human psychology, we're still going to turn into assholes when we start thinking we know it all. We're knocking it out of the park, and we do have those extra 2 zeros. We're like, no, baby, you don't understand. No. This is how you do it. No. Trust me. Listen. Do you want to listen to somebody that wrote a book, or do you want to listen to somebody that's actually done it like me? I mean, I haven't realized it. I haven't taken it out of the market, but the numbers clearly you see, though. I am totally the baller. I mean, don't. It's crazy. And then you start watching people that made the money, and you kind of see how their lives have changed recently. And I'm like, oh man. And that happens. Sometimes it can create more problems. And that's why you need, and the other people say it too, but you know, it's true, and I can't badmouth them for it. That's why you need God in your life. You need that steadfast source. How you identify God, in my opinion, there's only one. So everything goes there, no matter what's in between, in my personal opinion. And there are lots of, you know, not everyone will agree, but there's a God, and God loves us. It's not here to hurt us, here to help us and giving us tools that we can use. Just like we're using these tools here, we got tools that we can use in our life. And a lot of it is just being grateful. I would say that's one of the bigger things. And I have to apply that to trading too, because that trading changed my toxicity. I feel like I had my last job made me feel very toxic. I was working around, you know, if you're in sales and it's a commission-based place, it can get to be a toxic environment and a toxic mentality, and I hated that. It started out really cool, but then you got some players in there that didn't really follow the rules. It started bending the rules, and then the whole game changed, and you couldn't make a living unless you had to go with the flow, and then all of a sudden you didn't like your job as much, and all of a sudden it was not enjoyable to help people get united, and it was just weird. And there's a lot of stealing going on and backstabbing and stealing the customers and commissions, and it's toxic. And then you're just looking at everybody like, yeah, how you trying to screw me over? Yeah, that's horrible, man. And then you wake up, you're like, man, I can't stand being this way. I don't want to be this way. It's not who I am. And I don't know, maybe you had a low point in your life or something, and you gotta reach out to the big guy. Gotta have a come to Jesus moment or a come to Buddha moment. Just find it however you want to. And you realize, hey man, other people ain't the problem. You're the problem, brother. You toxic. You dirty inside. Got all that nasty waste in there. It hasn't been flushed out. You've been negative. You got to be positive. The only way you can really be positive, I found out, is to be grateful. Sometimes you have to run a risk of losing everything to realize just how much things mean to you. Once you realize that, then you do become grateful. And once you adopt that gratitude, it was a little journal exercise that really just proved it to me. It was dude on YouTube, actually. Can't remember his name at the moment. It was Live on Purpose was the name of the channel. It was to write 3 things each day to be grateful for. They can't be the same thing. Do this for 7 days. Started out kind of easy. They got to be challenging. Well, that 7th day, the magic has worked. And I was like, oh my God, this has changed my life. I totally feel different because for these 7 days, I seriously had to dig deep for what I was grateful for. I don't know, there's something to be said about that experience. I'm getting too weird. I'm sorry. Let's move on to another coin, shall we? I feel like I'm going to work everybody to death here tonight. One of the hot ones has been kind of hot as Prime. I'm not in this one. But she looks really interested. I just haven't concentrated on it when it was a good time. It slipped past me, but she's doing a nice little parabolic move here. Could be working on one of those 5-stage parabolas that I was supposed to get a graphic for, and I haven't got that set up, but Look at this channel that we're in. Breaking to the upside, and there's even more parabolic move right there, baby. Where you gonna go? I don't know. I have to get out the fibs because we're in freaking price discovery, and that doesn't always mean number go up. You know, like even Bitcoin, we had our high, right? And we came back and we made a higher high this time, right? Well, unless we kind of find the ground and just keep going up a little bit more, we could turn around anytime just to make a higher low. So, yeah. Gotta throw that out there. I'm on the 5-day chart on this one, strangely enough. It's easy to read, wouldn't you say? Look, we're testing that trend line. Could be a possibility. You might want to be a little bit more picky with this, really. Yeah, I like that. Come down to the smaller time frame and see how it looks. Boom, now we got a little bit more noise. We get a little bit more information here. Well, there's a move right here from this bottom where we bounce off this trend line to that top. There's a 1, 2, 3, however you want to count it, wherever you want to start, you'll get a different number, I promise. Down as these areas could come into play here. This one might find some support here. May not come all the way back to retest this trend line. It's a possibility, especially when we got this little Humpty Hump here, Humpty Hump there. Cases like that, I'll even draw a trend line there just to see if it sticks, because there's a little bit of a support resistance here. So where there's resistance, and then we kind of flipped it for support. So to me, that's important. That means it's got a good chance to stick wherever price might meet it, and it might meet it right here at the 618. Gives me a little confidence to look at that area. So that's what I do. And then if we break that, I'm of course looking back here at this trend line again. Seeing that we're close to a 786 area. 886 area, close enough for me. Might even wick down and through there. Don't know. So I'm looking for this area to hold for a bounce, possibly to the upside. Knowing that, let's see what we can figure out for a target to reach. Or just a higher high if we want to bounce here and just go up to a higher high and just take that little short move. I'm looking at that cheat code right here, the 127, or it's a -27. I kind of like that. Doesn't have to stop there. Since we're kind of in a bullish part of this market, used to, I wouldn't look at the 1618 as much, but we get real bullish. Yeah, you might see more of them play out, so I don't want to ignore them, but then there's a little bit of a backup. I'm ignoring the ones in between because I don't want to have too many targets. It's a 414. The -414, the -382, if you want to mimic this. This is a little unorthodox the way I'm doing it here. Generally, you would just take another fib from swing high to swing low once we get that low, and then we'll come up with a similar target. But I use this way. And then once we start filling out some of the others, maybe I'll apply it the other way and see if I got confluence with this and it. $33, $38. And if we come back to 19, that just makes it even better. We lost the 9 moving average on the daily, so a good chance we might do that. That'd be a nice 65% move if that setup plays out. 92% if we make it up there to that $38 target. Could. No guarantees. Gotta see what we do here. And that is prime. Here for that Road Dawg TA, man. That's what I'm here for. The same guy that bought ICP at 1421 on stream and sold it last night at 1650. Now it's almost 20. We're all talking about the same person, aren't we? Isn't that weird? Different vibe in that little echo chamber, though. I don't know. Yeah. But, well, I don't know. You can't have different strategies for that, but it happens more often than not for something like that. I gotta admit, this one guy that I'm talking about, when it comes to perpetual futures and tradings and stuff like that, yeah, there's no sticking in a trade. There's no sticking in a trade. But I gotta say, when he hodls, because that's his main strategy for real. It's trading group money, hodl, whale strategy. He's doing it right. He's going to make bank. He's going to make serious bank. But not from with the chasing the 1 minute charts like that's shown every day. To me, that's dangerous ground because you're enticing new people, and it's engaging because, you know, the 1 minute chart is, man, on anything. Well, let's start it on the 1 minute, especially Bitcoin. And you got a whole show just watching this. And I don't know, but you get the new people that, well, I have to do this. I have to sit and watch the 1 minute. No, and that's not where you're going to make the big money. The big money, really, the whale strategy, for my whale bag, what I'm calling, I'm not a whale, but I'm using that strategy because clearly they're the geniuses that figured this out the first time around. I'm on autopilot. I just watch them, and whenever I decide big pump days, I get to go and figure out which ones I'm going to peel off my little monthly 5% I'm taking out. I just, you know, it's my little personal bank account now. It's awesome. And then I, of course, got my little trading accounts and things like that, and degen accounts. I have to compartmentalize things so that I won't, if I mix it all up, it's gone. Oh, I can't balance a checkbook to save my life. So I got to compartmentalize. I got to recognize my weaknesses, and then I've got to plan around how to trick myself or not let myself, to keep myself from falling in those weaknesses. Does that make sense? That seems to work for me. I had to do that. That's why I get different wallets and sort things out so that, and don't mix my hodl bags with my, don't keep things on the exchange and let them get all mixed up. I want to pull them off and put them in separate places. So I don't touch these. Oh, these are all moon bags. So they're free and clear. These are still got work to do. They're not there yet. And this is my collateral that I'm actually pulling out. Still working on that one. Jesus. He's supposed to roll them back in the stuff because I'm a degen. The trading group did not help me solve that problem. It made that problem worse. And that's just part of who I am. Stop it, bad. But it could be smarter to play this than jumping in every freaking coin that comes around. And by gosh, I don't know. I'm not the only one that's got that bad habit. I know. Guys, it is 12:42. And you guys are still hanging here? Bless your hearts, man. All right, well, I had totally intended on, hey, there's GFI. I had it on my other list. The one I was going to do last night, it's Linda. And I didn't get around to it. So cool that you asked for that. Another one I had on there, I don't know if I ever talked about it, was AI Tech. I think this is available on Binance too. We have a little bit of this, but the major. It's a degen again. You gotta get them all, don't you? Well, we got the major moving averages are good. It's just even the 200 and all those are on the 1 hour kind of. Let's go to 4 hour. This one looks good. I mean, she might get a pullback down near the 200 moving average, like 23 cents or something. Looks like she's trying to round out here, and this looks strong. AI Tech, you do look good. She might be coming down through here. You know, she'd have to chill out, reaccumulate down through here. Might be a good chance to pick that up for about 23 cents. We're at 29 now. She's coming down. I don't know how long she'll stay there, but that's one to put on your radar. That might be kind of cool because this one seems like it could do some damage here. Already working on its parabolic move. Throwing that out there. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. We just kind of chilled and talked and I didn't do much coins and stuff. I don't know. Is that cool? Is that all right? No. I'm still trying to figure out this whole YouTube thing. I'm a shy guy. I don't hardly talk to anybody. I'm a lone wolf. Road Dawg. Guys, I'll be back again tomorrow. Maybe during the day, maybe during the night. I don't know. Had a day stream today, but I'd rather take that time to kind of plan and get something a little bit more solid for the evenings. And today was just a little bit of an off day for me. But thank you guys for hanging out and rolling with me. And y'all guys have been cool. Just hanging out, listening to music, I guess, and looking at charts. Guys, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze.
I didn't see that Veg food. Hey man, welcome to stream. I will put that on my list for tomorrow night. Sure will. Gary's been doing pretty good. I FOMO'd into it too. I'll put that on my list for tomorrow right now. Any corner requests, you can leave like comments. That helps out the channel too. If you leave on Telegram, I may not see them, but I always see the comments on YouTube. So tomorrow is the 26th. What's today? On the list for Gary. We're doing the Rocky Horror thing tonight. Just saying. Ready for it.
It's just down and to your left. And you tap with your right. Look over to the side. Where you can join and subscribe. It's crypto rival. The really drives you out. Let's hit the like button now.